Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Tales of the Abyss. In the last episode, we made our way into and through Badical, met Princess Natalia, ended up meeting with the king and the Grand Maestro, Mose, who wants to plot a war and we're trying to stop him. Now we're being sent to Axariuth with Van as our escort, I guess, so that we can bring a mission of peace to the city of Axariuth and hopefully be able to save them from Durance Vile. But for now, let's go down to the prisoner's cell and see if we can talk to Van, who had been arrested and, well, now he's just sitting in jail waiting for us, I suppose.
Master!
I've provided him a summary of what's happened.
There's no one here now but us, so I want you to stay calm and listen to what I say.
Huh?
Luke, will you join me as a member of the Oracle Knights?
What are you talking about?
You probably assumed this trip to Axariuth was a simple matter. But in fulfilling that role, you will become Kimlaska's pet dog, trapped on a leash in Badical for the rest of your life.
Why? You're the one who told me I'd be free if I became a hero.
But going to Axariuth won't do. You heard Yulia Juez's score, did you not?
Yeah, it said I'd bring prosperity to Kimlaska and stuff.
The score continues. The youth will turn power to calamity and be as a weapon of Kimlaska. Those in the upper ranks of the Order believe you will bring war to the Rugnica Plains.
Me bring war? That's ridiculous.
Yulia's score has never been wrong, not once. I want to save you before you're used for war.
But what should I do? If I don't go to Axariuth, those people will be in trouble.
This is what the score says. You will take the people of Axariuth and move them away. As a result, war will break out. So what you must do is remove the miasma without moving the citizens of Axariuth.
The miasma is that poison stuff, right? How can I do that?
Cause a hyper-resonance and neutralize the miasma. After that, you can run away with me to Doth. With that, war will be averted and you'll obtain your freedom.
I wonder if I can. I don't know if I can cause a hyper-resonance on my own.
I'll help you, like I did on board the ship when I calmed your hyper-resonance.
Okay, I'll try.
You mustn't tell anyone of this plan until right before we put it into action. Especially anyone from Kimlaska. If they were to learn, you'd lose your chance to escape to Doth.
Master, how come you're so nice to me?
Ah, that's right. That was lost with the rest of your memory.
Did I say something before?
When you were young, you told me you wanted to go to Doth with me. You underwent cruel experiments for the purpose of hyper-resonance research, and you wanted to run away from this country. That's why, on that day 7 years ago, I kidnapped you.
You kidnapped me? Not Malkuth?
This time, I won't fail. I need you.
That's the first time anyone's ever told me they needed me. You're the only one who's ever praised me and scolded me and taken me seriously. Master, I'll join you.
Good. Then let's be going. To seize your future.
Yeah!
All right, so Van has laid a lot on us at once. We are basically his friend, his confidant, his assistant. And Kimlaska's gonna run us around like pet dogs if we don't do what Van says, so we might as well head that way, I suppose. You notice, though, Natalia was listening in the hall, of course, as the two of them were speaking. Bear that in mind for a little bit later. It won't be too long before that comes into play, but she did witness these speeches between Luke and Van.
Van.
I've been informed of the situation. When do we leave?
Jade says he has a proposal about that.
I'm a little uncomfortable telling Dorian General Grants about it, but oh well. Oracle ships are watching the Central Ocean.
It's likely an attempt by the Grand Maestro faction to interfere.
Colonel.
It's a fact. Well, we don't know that it's the Grand Maestro faction. At any rate, going by sea would be dangerous.
Then what do we do?
Let's send a ship out as a decoy while we head to Kessadonia by land. The Rotelro Sea past Kessadonia is under Malkuth's control. It won't be difficult to head for Kaitsur by ship.
I see. Then let's do this. I'll board the decoy ship.
What?
It's been announced that I'll be part of the aid team, yes? The Oracle Knights are more likely to consider the ship to contain the true group if I am on board.
That's fine with me. We have no choice but to trust you, regardless of what we do.
But...
Luke, don't you trust me?
All right.
Then I'll head for the port now. Tyr, you look after Luke.
A smaller group will attract less attention. Let's not add any more people than we have now. I'll go make the necessary arrangements. Please wait for me at the entrance to the city.
So that leaves the cold-blooded woman and the woman-hater.
Hey, don't give people the wrong idea. I love women.
I'm not sure shouting declarations that you're a womanizer is much better.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is...
Let's get going.
Hey, listen to me.
No, actually, Guy, you might want to just go ahead and put down the shovel while you're at it. Yeah, I don't think you're helping your case. Now, there are a couple things we can do before we leave Vatical, and it's best to go ahead and take care of them. One of them is in Luke's manor. After we get the title of ambassador, we can talk to Pear standing next to this funny-looking sword here. Pear, what are you doing here? Master Luke! Were you looking at this sword? Yes, this sword holds many memories for me. Pear! Oh yes, my apologies. Apologies? For what? And how come you suddenly shouted at him, Guy? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Now you're just making me more curious. Well, okay. If I lose the bet, I'll tell you. Bet? What bet? You forgot? Then it's a secret until the bet ends. Now, I will mention at this point, I've been recently watching a series of videos from Auxilia Trixie about the Xenosaga series, and she is a fan of mentioning whenever a character says, oh, it's nothing, or oh, nothing, or something like that they should take a drink. I have not mentioned this, but my God, as many times as we've heard that in this game so far, oh, I'd have some drunk viewers, I think. Thank God I don't drink. I'd be soused by now. Oh, but I don't know. Just something I thought I'd mention while I'm at it. Now, another thing we can do, the inn's downstairs. Yeah, all right. Another thing we can do while we're here is actually a couple of things that we can do downstairs.
Luke! I missed you. But you're always together with Tyr, aren't you? It's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry, but don't worry, Annis. I'm not with him because I want to be.
Ouch.
Annis, shouldn't you be with Ion?
Colonel! When I woke up this morning, his bed was empty. People said they had seen someone that looked like Ion leave the city with some circus performers.
Circus performers? Don't tell me.
Well, this is a fine mess. It must be the Darkwings.
What? Hey, now that you mention it, they had been talking with Oracle soldiers. They must be working together.
Let's go get them.
You can't! The God General Sink is right outside the city.
Nah, we can take him.
This is bad. If the 6 God Generals are outside, they'll find out that we're going by land.
Huh? You're not going to Axariuth by ship?
No, that's a decoy. Damn it, we've got to find a way out.
Then take me with you on your way. If I can get outside the city, I can look for Ion.
What do you think, Jade?
I suppose we can't refuse her. It sounds like Mose isn't involved in Ion's kidnapping this time.
That's right. Mose was mad.
Then Grand Maestro Mose and the 6 God Generals really aren't connected.
Though whether Mose is trying to cause a war or not is a separate issue.
What do the 6 God Generals want with Ion? He said they took him to that place called the Sephiroth, right?
We don't have enough information to guess. Right now, we should concentrate on getting out of this city.
Wait, I know a way. Let's go to the abandoned factory in the old part of the city. We can get there by air car.
The abandoned factory? Okay.
So we have our next destination, which is not actually leaving the city as we thought we would. But as I mentioned, there are a couple of other things that we can do down here before we leave, and we really should. They don't take that long, and it opens up things for us a little bit later.
Oh, wait. Hey guys, can I do something?
What is it?
There's this place I've wanted to show Luke. Now that we have a chance, I'd like to take him.
Me? Is it someplace fun?
But Ion's in danger.
I know. But remember that Luke has been stuck in his home for years. It'll also come in handy on our journey. Please?
We'll make it quick, okay?
Thanks, Annis, and everyone.
So we get a hint as to one of the things that we can do while we are down here. And, well, we zip straight to it.
This is the place.
What is this place?
It's a civilian dojo. You like swords, right? You can practice a bunch of stuff here.
Really?
This is a place to practice martial... What's this? You already possess some skill.
You can tell?
Well, you know, by the particular air he has about him. But I see he still has far to go.
What did you say?
Now, a short temper will only do you harm. You are not weak. You merely lack creativity.
Creativity?
Yes, strike arts can have a variety of effects, based on how you use them. Depending on how you polish your skills, you can form countless different arts.
So what exactly do I need to do?
That's what I'm about to tell you. There you have it.
I see. I'd heard many rumors about Kimlaskan martial arts, but this is fascinating.
Badikal has a rich tradition of martial arts. You will only find this art here.
But we're not from this country.
Don't worry about that. Arts that aren't passed on will never be refined. They should be conveyed to all who need them. It is then up to those who learn them to take full advantage of them.
I see.
We'd best be going now.
If there's anything you would like to know about fighting, do not hesitate to ask. This door is open to all. I'm here to tell all I know to those who desire to learn.
So we get a Carmine chamber and end up getting also the Moon Selector, which allows us to select party members in battle, I believe. So when I was trying to do it during the Sword Dancer fight, I wouldn't have been able to. And we also get FS chambers opened up. Now, what the heck is FS chambers, you might ask? Well, let's not just ask Guy. Let's just look at it. Go into the battle menu, and you see FSC here, which means phone slot chambers. Go into a phone slot chamber listing for whatever character it is, and you notice the 4 different icons there, red, blue, green, yellow. Those are the different phone slot chambers. What you'll want to do is use a chamber and actually put it into, say, a weapon attack. Let's go ahead and do it for Fangblade. You can put the Carmine chamber in there, and as you notice, you can increase the amount of damage to the enemy. This is something that is affected over time. Once you equip it, as you use Fangblade, that will continue to go up until it gets all the way to the right-hand side there. That ultimately will increase the damage of the attack, and you also have other effects that you can use with the different chambers, whether blue, green, or yellow. The most important ones from my consideration are the red ones, and then the green ones as well. Because the green ones can add HP recovery to certain arts, but other arts you can also reduce the TP and open up the opportunity to steal items. You will need to steal items from enemies, certain enemies in particular, especially if you want to 100% this game, so bear that in mind. You can also talk to Mr. Miyagi, a tip of the hat, of course, to Pat Morita's character in the Karate Kid movies, and you can go through these different tutorials here. I'm not going to really do so on camera. I will do them off camera because it is actually necessary for a side quest, but I don't really want to waste y'all's time on tutorials that you probably already know about anyway. All right, a couple of other things we can actually do while we're here. One of them, go back upstairs and head to the inn, where all we really need to do is just go rest and we'll get a little bit of a scene here. Yes, please. What are you doing, Annis? I asked the inn staff about the recipe for that food, and now I'm organizing it. So we get fried rice! That sounds tasty too. Whew. Huh, do you like to cook, Annis? Yep, it's part of my training to be a bride. Really? Kinlaska and Malkuth have different traditions when it comes to taste. But don't worry, I'll be sure I make it just the way you like it, Luke. Okay, make some for me sometime. You got it. And then of course we get to rest too, so hey, new recipes are always good. There is one more thing we need to do. In order to take care of that, we just need to make our way down to the harbor, so I don't really feel the need to cut it out since all it is just running over here and taking a carriage. But just like we did with the arts guy, there is one more thing that we can do by heading down this way. And it actually concerns, well, it concerns our favorite mage, Jade. Die! What the hell? What do you think you're doing? I heard you talking at the port. You're Jade the Necromancer. I will avenge my brother. If you were listening to us, then you should know these people have come as emissaries of peace. I know. They couldn't even find my brother's body. That necromancer took it and used it in undead experiments for the Emperor. My humblest apologies. I'll arrest this man at once. What's with that guy? What an idiot. Luke, don't talk like that. What he did was wrong, but he doesn't deserve to be mocked for it. Huh, if you say so. Anyway, Jade, there's something I've been wanting to know. What is it? Your spear just suddenly comes out of nowhere. How does that work? It's a fusion art that utilizes the contamination effect. The what? The contamination effect. It's an effect where the phonons and elements of matter separate and refuse together. Ah, like the fusion property of materials used in synthesis. Yes, not only are the phonons in living things and inorganic materials different, but so are the elements that comprise them. Utilizing that difference, I temporarily fuse my spear into the outer layer of my right arm. And then you take it out when you need it, huh? That's convenient. Don't say you want to try it too, Luke. Normally, the body rejects the effect, and it can cause mental damage, even insanity. Yeah, it takes an old man like this one to use it. Yes, over the course of mastering it, I've become an old man. By the way, just FYI, canon-wise, Jade's about my age, so I resent being old, dang it! Now, shall we be going? About those rumors that guy mentioned. Yes, it's famous amongst the military. The story goes that he collects corpses on the battlefield in an effort to revive the dead. There's even a rumor that says the Malkuth Force's 3rd Division is made up of living dead. When I actually met them, it turned out it wasn't true, but... Reviving the dead, huh? Alrighty, so that pretty well takes care of the side quest stuff that we have in Badical at this time. Now, the question then is, how in the world do we get to that underground factory? Since, well, not underground, abandoned rather. Since we can take it by rail car, obviously we can't leave the city to do it, they said so. However, there is another set of rail cars over here, and that's where we need to go.
That's strange. There's usually a soldier here.
A soldier? Why?
This place is off limits.
If you're looking for that soldier, he just left saying he'd been called off to the castle. Are you people going to the old factory too? I just saw another young lady get on the air car a moment ago. I wonder why that place is so popular all of a sudden.
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
So someone else is headed there too?
Does it matter? Let's just get on this thing and go.
Alright, well, I guess in that case, let's go ahead and do what he says, because I don't think we really need to do much in the way of stocking. And items-wise, we're in decent shape. Not great shape, but we're doing okay. So I think we'll be alright for now. Welcome to the very creepy-looking abandoned factory. And it's the first dungeon in the game that actually has pseudo-confusing puzzle elements to it. Man. But our first order of business actually has nothing to do with puzzles whatsoever. It is walking forward and...
So you know Batical was built in the crater made by a fallen phone stone, right? If we go in through here, we should be able to make it out through the crater wall.
Yes, of course. If this was a factory, then...
There would have to be facilities to dispose of wastewater.
Exactly. The sewage facility here doesn't work anymore, but we should be able to go through it.
My, you certainly do know a lot about it, Guy.
Surprise!
I found you.
What are you doing here? And why are you dressed like that?
Why do you think? Two bitter enemies are finally about to make peace. This is no time for a princess to be sitting at home.
Are you stupid? The world outside is no place for a spoiled little girl. You may wind up having to fight people, you know, not just monsters.
3 years ago, at the battle in northern Macedonia, I paid a visit to encourage the troops. I'm prepared for battle.
Raising morale and actually fighting are two different things. You're probably better off staying behind.
With all due respect, I'm afraid I have to agree.
Your Highness, I think it would be best if you return to the castle.
Silence! I am a master of Landvaldir-style archery. I'm also a studied healer. I'll certainly be more useful than this empty-headed Oracle Knight, or that uncivil one.
Anybody else think I should rip Daddy's little girl a new hole?
Probably one of my favorite lines of the game right there.
How vulgar! You demonstrate your lack of refinement.
This is some princess.
Well now, this is getting fun.
This is why women scare me.
Look, whatever, just don't follow us.
I'll tell them about you-know-what.
What are you talking about?
I overheard you talking to Dorian General Grants beneath the castle.
How much did you hear?
That he's the one who kidnapped you, and that you're going to flee to Doth?
What about before that?
I didn't hear anything else. I didn't go there to eavesdrop. I just thought I'd ask you to take me along.
If I do, will you keep quiet about it?
As long as you'll remember your promise to me even after you escape to Doth.
Okay, pinky swear.
Pinky swearing? I thought you hated that.
Huh?
Never mind.
I've decided Natalia should come with us.
I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Luke, I can't believe you.
Shut up! I'm the ambassador. What I say goes, understand?
Oh, and everyone, please just speak normally with me and call me Natalia. Otherwise, people may find out that I'm the princess.
So we have our sixth and final major party member, Natalia. Or, more specifically, Natalia Luzu Kimluska Landvaldir. And for those of you who thought Luke von Faber was quite the name, yeah! This beats it out easily. Now, Natalia is voiced by Stephanie Shea, who is most notably known for her work in, big surprise, Bleach, and Naruto. And her character, as you notice, has pretty high physical attack actually for not really being developed very much, and coming in at level 10 also. She doesn't have all that high of a phonic attack. She is intended in many ways as more of a hybrid character, because you'll notice she has base attacks, and she also has heal as well. So I am actually going to switch her out for Tyr for the moment, just to show her off, because I want to have her in a couple of battles and also want her to get some levels. She needs them desperately. Alright, so now we finally get access to the abandoned factory, and we also get access to new enemies. And of course, I get into a sneak battle or a surprise battle the first time. However, we have our new enemies here, the Black Bats. So let's go ahead and show these babies off. The Black Bats are very low magic defense, so you will definitely want to hit them upside the head with whatever magic you have in store, if you have it. And you notice Natalia is an archer, so she is definitely a longer range character, which helps. It helps especially when you are looking at, say, the sword dancer battles, for instance, or anything like that. Yeah, so it's definitely worth noting in that respect. Now, I got a Luke cooking skit. I didn't realize I was. He must have mastered his first recipe. Either that or it's after she comes into the party you actually get this skit. So I'd forgotten you got it at this point in time. One thing I will say, and I kind of regret not showing some of the skits because of this, is they may not have voiced these skits, but I do like the way that they use the pieces of art there in regards to some of the interactions. So they do that very well if they have way too many skits in this game. Alright, so all we really need to do now, just go forward. And I mentioned that this dungeon does have some, for the first time in this game. Okay, I'm not particularly sure how Annis got into my party, so get out, Annis. But yeah, there are some puzzle-solving elements in this dungeon, but not particularly many. I mean, for the first time in this game, we actually have some roaming around that we will need to do in order to get stuff. But it's still, even in this place, not too terribly bad. Except when that happens. Yeah, we'll have to go another way to get that, but you had to go down here to knock that down so that you could, thank you, Luke, so that you could actually go elsewhere with it. But where we need to go now is to go up. And as we go, Luke, thank you. As we go up, we'll find more bats, so let's see if we can actually... Well, if Luke would ever grab ladders right, we can maybe go up these places. But you'll notice as we go through this area, there are some treasures that we actually cannot access yet. And we will not be able to access them until a little bit later. Well, okay, much later. But we will eventually be able to get to them, and I will show you those treasures, of course, when the time comes. I don't remember if there are two entrances. I think there are two entrances from here. So we'll want to go through both of them eventually. Oh, we've got a new enemy there, so let's go ahead and show him off here. Might as well. We have the coal tar, which is a really ugly looking slime, or mucus, or whatever you want to call him. Weakness to fire, so stalagmite can help, kinda. Not overly much. But again, you notice the trend, not very high magic defense at all. I'm not sure why their magic defenses are so low, but I'll take it. I mean, I definitely appreciate the help. You notice that the coal tars, that the coal tars, that their angle and their area of attack is actually a little bit higher than you would think.
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, not really. But you notice that their area of attack's a lot higher than what you would expect from them being so small. So you want to be a little careful, especially with your frontline fighters around those guys. Now, I believe we need to head down here first. If nothing else, just to pick up that treasure that fell. Yeah, there we go. I believe that treasure is right over... Well, we got one here. Oh, feather cloak. Cool. That's a good accessory, I believe. And then we can go pick up whatever fell... Never mind. Crap, I'll have to go get it elsewhere.
Would you mind healing us a bit faster?
The one who charges into battle is also to blame.
Of all the insensitive, insulting, truly awful.
I don't think I'd ever heard that battle quote before, so wow, again, even the guy doing the Let's Play is learning new stuff. And you notice Natalia did learn a new ad skill along with it. I will look into that momentarily. Let's see. Roll, roll. Roll your boat, I guess? I don't know. All right, roll is when you hit the, okay, decreases incidental damage when you hit the ground. That can be helpful. I don't find it to be incredibly necessary, but it can be helpful nonetheless. Apparently Natalia is getting a little bit exhausted in getting into real battles for a change. Well, now that we've finished up the stuff down here, let's go ahead and head up the ladder. Thank you, Luke. And then make our way into the door that awaits us over here, where we get another part of the dungeon.
Hey, Natalia, slow down, would you?
What? Are you tired already? How disappointing.
That's not what I'm saying.
For a princess, she's got the stamina of a farmhand.
Did you say something?
Nothing.
Phone Master Ion's been kidnapped, remember? Besides, we need to work as quickly as possible for the sake of all who are suffering. Am I wrong?
That's true, but this area is dark, so I think we should be a little cautious.
She's right, Your Highness. Please, if you would, walk more slowly.
Guy, I told you not to treat me as a princess.
Oh, that's right. My humblest sorry.
Natalia, the six of us are in this together. It's not right for everyone to cater to your needs. For the time being, at least, you've cast aside your status as royalty, correct?
You're right. I'm sorry.
Wow, never expected to hear her say that.
I've heard enough out of you.
It's so wonderful to see everyone come to understand one another.
You need to get your ears checked.
I'm not particularly sure why that little exchange was there. I don't see it to be overly necessary, but still, it's there anyway. All right, so what we need to do now is head forward and fight off more, well, where we can dodge the oozes. And you see this little switch here, which, uh-oh, I don't think we're gonna be able to evade him. Let me go ahead and get rid of him. Well, as it turns out, Annis actually learned Shadow Raid in that battle. Let me go ahead and show you that, because that is an art for her. Shadow Raid is a physical attack, which is a series of fierce punches, as they say, so which is definitely necessary. Alright, so we press the switch, which means we can get up on the elevator and head up to the top area here. That'll allow us to go a little bit further in regards to not just ladders, but new enemies as well. But let's go down here and see. I believe is this where we go? Yeah, this is where we go on. So let me actually fight this new enemy and go up first. This new enemy is the Apparition. So let me go ahead and pull up the information on him, of course. The Apparition is very ghostly, of course. It's the only enemy in here that actually has higher magic defense than anything else. But his resistance to sword attacks as well, so loads of fun. But you also noticed that last little bit before Luke attacked him, the apparitions are magic casters, so you definitely want to be careful and try to deal with them first. Otherwise, they could end up turning the tide against you in a battle in which you have them. So definitely take these guys out as quickly as you can. There we go. Okay, now let me kill these bothersome black bats. There we go. And then the coal tar will come last. We should be able to, well, take him out easily enough.
That does it.
Let's see, I don't quite remember exactly what's up here. I believe we have to just go on and, okay, grab stuff, all right. The scimitar, which is a good sword for Luke. Okay, I'll take that. And then let me give Guy the broadsword that Luke left behind. Definitely increase their strength on both aspects. And then we can go down further and pretty much continue on from there. But since we've seen so many different scenes and such in this dungeon, or leading up to the dungeon and all the side quest stuff, I think I'm going to go ahead and close things off here. So next time on Tales of the Abyss, we will continue going through the abandoned factory and see if we can make it out on the other side to make our way to Axariu. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.